We're just over here screaming. It's fine. All right. So, you all took a short rest at the orphanage, or at least a couple of you did, while one of you studied. What would you like to do? It is evening now.
I was gonna ask.
Probably like 7:30, 8-ish. You still haven't seen or heard from Hamish, who you left at Remus on the river.
How far did I get in my book?
Were you reading the entire hour?
I would say so.
Then you got you got a couple chapters in you. So, yeah, you learned about the story of Shenwei, the goddess who was once a goddess of love. And when her love was taken from her, she confronted the other gods, but they overpowered her, and so she realized the only way to overcome unrighteous authority is through trickery and sabotage. And thus, the goddess of trickery was born.
What are Nim and Davin doing?
Nim is... where did they let us sleep? Was it like in the infirmary where the boy
Yes.
was?
No, well,
Oh.
the boy was in sort of a separate
Pensive.
room with actual walls.
Okay.
Whereas the rest of the infirmary is sort of a ward where there's beds and there's kind of like covers, like hanging curtains kind of thing.
I think after Nim tries to get some actual, like a nap in, and he finds himself unable to do so, just letting the events of the day unfold. You probably near the end of your studying hear just like a soft strumming on his lute, something that wouldn't interrupt anyone else. And he's just kind of sitting on the bed. He's got all of his belongings gathered up again. They were kind of strewn about before. Yeah, he's just hanging out.
I would say that Davin just passed out for a short rest period. Just a lot of stuff had happened, so
Yes.
he was wounded, he was, emotionally exhausted. It just got to him.
Yeah. Yeah. In fact, you were at the edge of the abyss at one point, and I can see you just probably wiped out until the others were like, "Hey, time to get up." Poking with stick.
Yeah.
So what
But
do you guys do?
upon hearing the strumming, I'll put my book in my bag and head over from whatever corner I was hiding in over to Nim, and I'll just stand at the foot of the bed, just probably my eyes poking over the footboard. We should
Oh.
Sorry. I heard you strumming, so I figured you were awake. We should probably go find Hamish at some point.
Yeah. About that.
He's gonna hear about it. Might as well hear about it from us.
Yeah. So we're gonna tell him everything then?
I don't think we need to tell him everything. I don't know if he can. He seemed a little torn up already.
What did you do? They wouldn't let me watch last week's episode, so who did you murder?
Davin's
I'm not
probably,
your supervisor. You could have watched it if you wanted to.
Davin's gonna roll over out of bed, and, hearing everybody talking. Like, what are we not telling Hamish?
Yes, what aren't you telling Hamish? Nate asks politely.
I don't think we need to tell him anything untrue. I just think we could leave out some details.
That's not specific. If we're going to tell him something, and there are things we're not going to tell him, we should probably figure out what those things we're not telling him are.
I think we should just tell him. We tell him who had the amulet, what they wanted from us to get it, and that it was their way to get out of town.
I don't feel like that's... Because when you say it that way, what I felt was like the only way Brock felt like he could get out of town was for us to put him down.
Nimit's just like, what are you guys talking about? Get out of town.
Get out from under Vash's thumb. That was the end goal. And we helped him accomplish that, and I don't think we need to go into any more detail as to how, or why, or what specifically.
What if he...
So what you're saying is you want us to tell Hamish that Brock had the magic item,
Mm-hmm.
and he wanted us to help him get out of town in exchange for it.
He wanted to help. He wanted us to help him get out from underneath Vash's thumb.
Which would involve not being around anymore.
So if we tell Hamish this, and he finds out the full truth from someone else, what then? When he finds out that we've been holding things from him.
Probably the same thing that he finds out the whole truth from us now.
I don't like what we did. I don't feel comfortable that it had to happen that way, or if it did at all. But I feel like we're gonna split our group if we hold things from each other.
Just stand there staring at the floor for a minute. Fine. I don't think he'll take it very well. Especially...
Then you can let me be the one who tells him.
All right. It's fine.
Nim,
You can tell that there's like a sheen of sweat forming on his forehead over the situation, and he stops strumming on his lute. He just shrugs and says, You're a good guy, Davin."
He's right about that.
we all are. We are all trying to be good in our own way.
I'd say some of us are failing pretty miserably at that, but I appreciate it. I tried to hold back earlier. I apparently don't know the extent of my own powers.
Maybe that's something.
Oh, we lost Val. We're
Good connection.
you guys are moving.
Look
all
what did
over
you do
the-
to Davin?
Hopefully, my data is still working. Anyway, maybe that's something we need to work on in the future. Not always going for the kill.
I wasn't
Not
trying
intentionally,
to.
but maybe we need to work on always intentionally, not doing that.
I never used that spell before. I don't know that I want to use it again. No. The very loud, explosive one.
I think he might have been unconscious for that part.
It's
probably
true.
for the best. It was.
Yeah.
Never seen anything like that before. No, not like. Sorry.
Well, it is getting late. Do you have things that we need to decide if we're gonna do later?
I should find Hamish.
And we're in no condition to do that fight.
I mean, I feel a little bit better after sleeping. I don't know about everybody else.
I feel a lot better.
And I'm okay. I've a little bit depleted magically.
He's not come back yet.
Sorry, what was that?
Your teeth not come back yet?
Nope.
Right.
I mean, I'm not completely tapped. I've still got some magic left, but not at full power, which I'd like to be if I was entering into some sort of God knows what sort of dirty tricks Bash has for us in that arena.
You have to figure something out to do with it.
Yeah.
Try best to talk to Hamish about it if we're going to make any decisions regarding that.
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
I think we should go find Hamish, make sure that we have a strong drink in our hand when we do, and sort out our night.
All right. Davin's going to start heading out and try heading towards Deirdre just to say, thanks and all that, make sure she knows they're doing good.
So, you head on out of the infirmary. The halls are quiet. Kids are probably all in bed for the most part. You head down the spiral staircase through the wooden hallway, floorboards creaking underfoot. And by the time you reach the offices, you can see she's already poking right out the door as though she heard you coming. She rushes to meet you by the front door. Well, is it time for you to depart again?
Yeah, we have some things we need to sort out. But we wanted to thank you for everything so far.
You have nothing to thank me for, and I have everything to thank you for.
Nim, she's probably used to the fact that Nim's pretty physically affectionate. Nim just like a motherly sort of side hug goes like that to her.
Yeah, and she puts her arm around and kind of pulls you in.
Davin's just gonna go for the straight, hug everybody.
Yeah, and as you do, she kind of gestures to Nora.
All right. I'll just grab somebody's leg.
Yeah, and she just she gets her hands down there enough that they're on the back of your head at least.
Get the mage hand up there.
All right, children. you have yourselves a good night, and don't let the troubles that have been burdening you weigh you down. You need to float to the top of the city.
Just remember, you can come to us if you need help.
Should I mail you a letter, or perhaps just leave one lying around?
Davin's gonna just start blushing and just look away.
I will reach out if I need you. Thank you again. She goes back to her desk, and Benny watches as she sits down. She kind of like happily folds up this letter and tucks it away in her desk, and then just kind of pulls out another one, and you can see her face go hard and kind of distant again, like she's dealing with another major problem. Something familiar for those of you who have spent time here. This woman is endlessly dealing with heavy issues.
Wobble.
What time?
Nim just leans over to Davin as they're leaving and is like, she got you pretty good there.
Called out.
Yeah, but if I didn't, then we wouldn't have even known.
It's true.
I'm not judging.
I'm not.
I
No, it's
just
not a criticism.
I just didn't expect her to be so funny.
So you guys step outside. There's a nice chill breeze blowing through the city. It's not cold, not by a long shot, but sort of comfortable, peaceful, quiet even. You are. You head through the streets, and as you do, it gets a little bit louder. You pass a tavern here and an inn there, and as you do, you can hear the raucous entertainment, and the men of the city, men and women of the city rather, who have had a long day's work, are celebrating with what little money they have.
So what did Hamish do?
You arrive at Remus on the River, and it is no less boisterous than the others. In fact, it seems even more jovial than usual. People are singing and dancing, spilling out into the street, even large mugs of ale in hand. You get closer, you can hear a bard playing away at a jaunty, sort of Celtic-sounding tune. And you hear a slightly off-key singing. Come through the
There
doors.
once was a man.
As you come through the doors, you see
Hamish, mid backflip going across the bar. He started at one end, so you can tell he's probably about halfway down it, and there's still a bit more to do. As he completes his flips, he lands and then outstretches his arms to catch the mug of ale that has now dropped into it. He's not looking good. As good as he did some flips and things like that, you can tell he's a little like, ugh, like he is feeling it. Clearly has not had his own money since we last saw Hamish. He had left it behind as penance for his personal crimes. So he has been doing this all day. He's been dancing, doing tricks, punching watermelons, whatever the people want to see, just to earn enough money to kind of make ale to get as drunk as he is now, which is very
Well, just turn to them and I'll say, it looks like he's having a good evening.
I don't think that's a good evening,
Well,
but I could be wrong.
he seems happy anyway.
a couple
Nim
of
is
you have
gonna-
really high, but a couple of you have really high passives, right?
Yes.
Not me.
16.
What was
17.
yours? 17. Okay, so both of you actually notice that amongst this crowd, there are several people who were at the last fight that Hamish had. And you can gather that at least some of them have probably also been buying him drinks because he's become a little bit of a hero. But go ahead, Vix.
Nim is just gonna make his way over to the bar and order something that he knows he can afford. That's maybe a little bit stronger than their usual, like, standard ale.
I will follow in that model.
Yeah, Hamish would be dismounting off the bar at this point and kind of see you guys come over. He's like, "Hey, my friend!" And he just kind of like doesn't even complete his sentence. It just staggers a little bit. Looks like he's coming towards you guys, and then heads back towards the crowd in the back that was buying him drinks.
And
Can I just can I throw up a mage hand and just like push his shoulder so he turns back towards us?
No, he's gonna fight against that. He's
All
not-
right.
Yeah.
This mage hand comes up, and as soon as it just a half second before it makes contact, he like weaves around it, and like for all his drunken weaving and bobbing and the fact that it looks like he's about to fall every couple of seconds, he's solid on his feet.
I was literally gonna say a very similar thing to what David said, in that on like a particularly like precarious stagger, he probably would have summoned a mage hand just in case, even though it wouldn't hold Hamish's weight, just
to like correct him a
instinctively,
bit.
like, oh no,
Yeah.
like a
The
child.
tentacle
Oh
just
god.
like, whoa.
It's like, you're okay, buddy. You're okay. All right, this way. It's like, all right, then I'll dismiss it. He wants to
He's
go
gonna-
that way.
Yeah, he's gonna head towards the back. Did you all see that? I'm a fucking miracle worker. Look at me feet. And he just got a little bit of a sidestep and jig. And he'd be like, now who's buying the next round? He's saying
he
this to
wearing
like the group of
shoes?
fans. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No.
We're gonna say no.
He's totally
It's funnier if
disheveled.
he's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Devin's gonna go up to the bar and just order some water and some whatever food they got on the night. Enough for 2 people, one for him and Hamish.
Yeah, they give you some water, like just like a wooden cup kind of thing. Just like scoop some water into it with a ladle.
Like the
and-
bartender's like, water.
Yeah, they're kind of weirded out, but they do
He's
it
gotta
anyway.
drive the carriage later.
Yeah.
She goes, well, where are you going to be sitting?
Uh.
Do you want to just wait here then? You seem unsure. And she goes into the back.
I'm like,
Nim-
can I get that drink? Oh, okay.
She comes back out a minute later with 2 nice carved wooden bowls full of like a hearty potato and beef stew.
Nice.
Made my own mouth water.
Mhm. Hey, did you get Nim's drink order?
Oh no, sorry, dear. What would you like?
Like I assume that Nim would be familiar with the drink list. I'm just not. So like whatever is not their standard ale.
Like a premium dwarven ale of some kind.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I could afford that, I have 10 silver. I assume that's enough.
So she looks as there's 2 stews and this, so that's going to be 4 silvers. For everything, if that's not clear.
Okay, I just hand her 5 silvers.
Ooh. Well, thank you.
Oh.
If you need anything, I'm Jenny.
Yeah,
And she kind of does one of these. Drops the coins.
Nim is about to pay for his and then watches the moment between them and is just like, probably best not.
like, you can pay for mine if you like.
Oh, I didn't see you down there. What?
And
did I
it's
get
like,
you?
shit.
Yeah. I was talking to you while we were walking over here, Ned.
What did you? Sorry, what do you want? Do you want a drink?
Yes.
Okay. He's going to place I don't know, another silver down. Would that be enough, or two?
It's 2 for the premium dwarven ale.
Okay, so then he'll put 3 down for her.
Oh my, another big spender.
Gonna
That-
get to the point where we're in
that's-
mid conversation with Nora. We're like, ah.
Like I was literally just talking.
Yeah.
You notice that like as she like goes to pour another ale, there's a little bit of a chink chink as she moves.
She's almost got chainmail.
Coin mail.
pours nail and goes, "Oh, there you are, darling. You're fine."
Davin's gonna start waving and saying, Hamish, Hamish.
Nim is gonna hold up the ale just like as bait behind Davin. Like come this way.
Yeah, Hamish is gonna turn and like kind of look at Davin, but he's definitely looking past him towards the ale, and he's gonna point at it like like he's been
It's
like
like-
looking for an old friend. Yeah,
It's like
and he's gonna
head-
like kind of
head height.
walk to Davin with his arms out, and then as Davin's kind of like maybe, and then he's gonna like stagger past him and then go for the ale and be like, he's just gonna grab it with both hands and
Yeah.
just sit there very happy.
Hamish, it looks like you could probably use something to eat, as he offers him the bowl.
He's like looks at the ale, looks at the bowl, and he goes, maybe after me drink. He just starts to
And it's good stuff. Even as drunk as you are, you're like, now that's a strong ale.
Oh, he would have been, yeah, that ale, and then he would have been smelling that stew all day just hanging out here. He's pretty happy right now.
Good.
Yeah.
So you've just been hanging out here all day, Hamish?
Hanging out, doing the flips. You see me do the flips when you come in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very impressive. It's very impressive.
Pretty good. I think the liquor, it's helping me see things,
Loosen you up a little.
Loosen me up a bit, yes.
How many of these things are you seeing?
Oh, let's, couple here and there. There was a tiger here a little while ago, but I don't know what happened to it.
I missed a tiger?
Yeah, big thing.
Man.
What color were its eyes?
I didn't look at its eyes. You never look at a tiger in its eyes, man. You want to get eaten. Look at the size of me. Like legs are dangling out the stool. What did y'all get up to? Well, I did my flips and slept.
You might want to go somewhere else to talk about that.
What's wrong with here? There's more ale here.
It wasn't a pleasant story.
We got a mix of good news and bad news.
Hamish looks over and he goes, look over there. See that lad at the table? Life left him for a fullbug. That's a bad story. See that one over there? That's the wife in the fullbug.
Is any of this actually happening in the bar? Is like Hamish like pointing at a furbolg?
I'm gonna leave that up to Hamish.
He's been there all day. He sees the crowd. He's like talking to people, getting different stories.
But is he
Yes.
pointing to the right people?
Yeah, definitely.
We look over and there's like
The
a
bartender.
picture of a cow on the wall.
As you're having this conversation, a man who is dressed in, pretty nice clothing, not new clothing, but nice. He walks up and just kind of leans in and puts a hand on Hamish's shoulder, and he goes, "You won me so much money. Your next drink's on me." And then he just slams a couple of silver pieces on the bar and walks away.
Goes, oh yeah, remember I always bet on Hamish as he was walking away. And he just kind of wiggles his fingers and puts the now empty cup that Nim gave him aside and grabs the new one.
You're like immune to being poisoned, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, he can do a lot of drinking.
Yep. That happens.
Speaking
Nice.
of fights, Hamish, it's
We-
tonight.
We'd signed up for one tonight.
He goes, kind of looks at the bar. He's looking for a calendar. Is there a calendar in here?
No, that's not a
I
thing.
Didn't think so. I didn't think a calendar was a thing. He like looks at his watch.
The concept of a calendar exists, but there's
We're
no
like,
paper
why-
calendars people hang up. Like,
It's like a stone thing that keeps swapping the little tablets out for, like the Flintstones.
it's like it's more like something that'd be an official document that's kept at like
Right.
you know
Yeah.
offices and town hall and that sort of thing. But
Hamish turns to a poor orphan. He's like, "What day is it, boy?"
Turns-
Saturday.
I'm a poor-
To Davin. Yeah.
Oh. That's it. Yeah, he looks at Tav and he goes, "You boy, what day is it?"
It's the day of the fight, Hamish.
What day of the fight? Yeah,
Fight
no. And he goes, "Why do you think I've been lubricating myself?" And he just kind of starts to chug the fucking. Now you're all looking pretty banged up. Are you sure we're ready to do this?
What are we gonna tell
Not entirely.
Oh,
Vash if
tonight.
we don't?
All right,
Davin
one at a
got
time. One at a
cool
time.
scar. Okay.
You got a cool
You-
scar.
you
Where
for-
did you get the
You-
scar?
wait. Well,
What did you all do?
that's- well, we should.
You were gone for like
that's-
6 hours.
A lot. We've done a lot in the
It
last
was
couple of days. To be fair.
How about
Uh,
we can walk and talk, or are we going? Are we going to the fight?
Well, Hamish should probably eat something first.
I mean, I did get him this bowl, but he just wants whatever's in his cup.
There's ale in the
God.
soup.
You don't say. He kind of like puts down the thing and picks up the soup, and he goes, "My God, there is!" He just starts getting drunk off food. Who would have thought? He just keeps.
nicely done, Nora.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hey,
That wasn't
nothing
even
like
a- you
little
didn't
bit of
even need to
ale
roll
in a
for
fish
that.
stew.
Kevin just looks. I'm gonna have to remember that one.
It's literally like a toddler right now. Like.
It's his Scoopy snack.
I always, just like in real life, I behave, I handle children as though they are tiny drunk people. So,
That's right.
All right, one more shot, and then you're going back to your parents.
yeah. Make sure you get
This
an
message is not endorsed by Top Down Tabletop.
BM Shanks,
Whiskey.
however,
Yeah, exactly. Just picture Jake's got a little bar, little rag going. What's your
Yeah.
problem today, man?
with tiny little bottles,
Mhm.
you know. So after your stew, did they convince you to leave with them, Hamish? What do you think?
Yeah, well, Hamish is ready to go to the fight. He knew it was
Okay.
the thing. He knew he can't really. It's not something he was just going to put aside. So
Well, then, as you make your way to the door, a young woman kind of reaches out into your path, trying to stop you all. And she just goes, "Are you the alley cat?"
Hamish kind of looks to Davin.
Me?
Oh yes, no, yes. Hi, that's me.
Well, we were discussing that. I didn't believe it, but you are. You must be, right?
Oh yes, I come here for the hospitality of fans like yourself.
Where are you going? Can't you have a drink with us?
I actually have another fight. Do you want to come see?
You fighting tonight?
Yes, but it's a little bit of a rough area of town. Don't bring too much in your pocket.
We haven't got anything left in our pockets.
Well,
Except,
that's perfect. You can't lose anything.
where are you fighting?
Insert the name here that I forgot of the place.
The leaded cauldron. Nim
Thank you,
chimes in.
Nim.
Lead Cauldron. He's fighting at the Lead Cauldron, and you can see this like rustling whisper kind of spread around the bar.
Hamish kind of like takes to it and he like stands up on the table, kind of nimbly goes, "My humble audience, do you want to see me beat the shit out of whatever comes in front of me way?
There's a joyous, raucous, yeah!
It's like, I don't
Then
I'll just-
follow me and bring your ale."
I'm just gonna like lean in. I was like, I don't think Remus is going to be very happy about this. I'll whisper to
What?
whichever
Hey.
one of them is standing next to me.
Nim leans over and is like, but we're doing this to help get them off of Remus's back, so it
Well, that's
might
true,
be a
but
good
it's
thing if
generally
it goes.
it's poor form to advertise other taverns.
I do agree.
I love how you're like muttering this.
However-
Hamish
Yeah,
is like,
as they're
"Gonna
muttering
kick
this,
ass! Gonna kick ass!
yeah,
Gonna kick
as they're
ass!"
muttering this, there's an increasing swell of Hamish, Hamish, Hamish.
Well, I guess he's doing it. All right.
All right, now follow me. And I'm just gonna jump off the table and we're gonna leave with this
Yeah,
bar
Like,
room full of people, I guess.
easily 85% of the people in this tavern follow.
Nim is gonna wait so that he can shoot an apologetic look to whoever is tending the bar or Remus, if possible,
Remus
as they're all
oddly is
leaving.
not present.
Okay, so then
Jenny.
Jenny at the bar,
Yeah.
like, sorry,
Jenny
we're
on
trying to
the-
help.
She's just like,
Hey, she got 2
Uh.
silver in tips tonight. That's pretty good.
but you head out into the streets, and this fucking crowd is just like losing it. Like it's a mess. They're singing, they're cheering. You're hearing a lot of mugs colliding with the sides of buildings.
Oh no.
This is our entourage. They're going to help us fight this monstrosity.
And as you continue down the street, you can see people like poking their heads out their windows and stuff and wondering what's going on. And by the time you've kind of made it halfway through the streets towards the Lead Cauldron, you think that the crowd probably swelled by another 15 or 20 people.
Wow.
Nice.
Hamish is like, we're gonna go and we're gonna burn it. I mean, we're gonna see a fight. Sorry, the power is getting to me, Jim. Never had this many people follow me before.
Are you gonna still try to have your conversation with Hamish?
No.
Not at this point.
So many people. And I don't know if Hamish has remembered.
I feel like probably not.
He's a little drunk and swept up in the moment.
Yeah, with like all the crowd and stuff, would we know if this is like
Are we in
really
violation
frowned
of
up?
the rules?
Yeah.
It's this level of noise and merriment in the streets at night is not incredibly uncommon. The level of disruptive behavior that they're expressing is somewhat frowned upon.
Okay.
But it also happens, you know. So it's probably going to irk some people, but I doubt a paladin's going to show up to try to disperse a drunken mob going from one tavern to another.
Hopefully we can earn enough money to pay for any damages.
Nothing's been like, the only thing that's been destroyed are the mugs that belong to Remus, who his customers left to destroy. So, you know, he's kind of the only one losing out at the moment.
Yeah, but still.
Anything that you are doing on the way?
I'd probably just continue advertising as like when we get out of earshot of the arenas, just so you know, not to detract from the customers going that way.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, you continue to rile up the crowd, and they are
Just the boy.
thoroughly excited. And as you round the corner to the Lead Cauldron, you can see immediately that the guards at the door are concerned, and there's a knock at the door immediately as their hands go to steel. They don't draw their weapons, however. And when you're about 15 feet out, they both kind of put hands up and what's all this then?
We've delivered on our promise. We've advertised for the upcoming fight tonight.
And as you say that, there's like "Wah!" from the crowd. You can't all fight.
No, they're
No,
not
they're
fighting. They're here to watch the fight.
Well, no spectators, only drinkers and betters. And if anyone's not doing those two things, you're not allowed in.
Hamish is going to turn back to the crowd and he'd be like, "Do you like drinking?
Yeah!
Do you like gambling?
Yeah!
Then follow me."
So as you're saying that, there's a guard from the inside who is opening up the door to look out, and he's like catching what you're saying, and he's just like, "Oh shit!" and like opens up the doors, and the
Brady
people
Marsh
kind
in
of
his Walmart uniform. They're coming.
the crowd just like funnels into this place, and you can see Richter Vash and a couple of other well-known crime lords from around the city. You may have seen some of them, you may have heard of others, but you can tell who they are immediately by looking, just because of the particular aesthetic they all seem to have, and the way they kind of intentionally are looking down at everybody else in the establishment. But as surprised as Richter Vash is, the other four kind of look at him and look at the crowd, and they kind of move in and start having these hushed conversations. But
Uh,
what's that?
Can I? Is there enough of their lips to read?
Maybe. Give me a perception check, please.
Come on, pal.
Perception. I did get advantage,
You did. This is true.
so
You
I'm
did.
gonna use it. And... no.
I'll give you a little something. So they're turning away from the crowd as they talk to each other, but you catch one of the people, a woman, before she gets her hand up to her mouth, kind of thing, says, "How do you intend to control this crowd?"
How does he intend to make profit without an audience?
Yeah, well, I mean, you're not wrong, but the place wasn't exactly empty before this crowd arrived either. So now people are fucking jam-packed into this place. It's a mess. But as people are pouring in, they're going to the fucking, like, the betting stands, and they're going to the bar, and like coins being exchanged and stuff. So at the same time, they're all like, this is kind of overwhelming. But at the same time, they know that money's flooding in right now. So there's a hesitancy to act on anything. What do you guys do?
Yeah, no, Hamish would kind of step up to see Vash up on the railing. I assume kind of like talking amongst his crowd. And he's just going to look up to the group and then be like, "I told you we'd bring an audience. Now where do you want me to fight? And who am I knocking out?"
It seems like he ignores you for the most part. And they continue this kind of hushed huddle. And eventually he turns and he's kind of laughing to himself. And he calls out over the crowd. And as he does, most of the people, some of the drunken, rowdy, raucous crowd that you brought with you don't. But most of the crowd kind of goes quiet to listen. Goes, "Yeah, you did. You did say you'd bring an audience, and you're surprising as always."
He's like, "So am I." And he kind of stumbles a little bit. And he's like,
"Oh, good, he's drunk. That should probably resolve it." Well, all of you step into the ring when you're ready. When your opponent will arrive shortly. So in the middle of this tavern is a ring that sits on like a raised platform. The railings around it, there's like sort of like one section where you can kind of lift and move it out, but they're like three planks kind of thing down, and it's kind of well constructed. It looks like it's meant to hold people in and not have bodies just, flailing through the fucking tavern.
But it's also not like a cage match, right?
It's not a cage. No, you
Right.
could climb over, but yeah, it's like it's.
So
they
long as we're
tried.
not going to hell in a cell, I'm okay.
One of the like giant globes.
Yeah.
Just gotta run real fast.
The Thunderdome in here.
Yeah, yeah. Sunday.
But with the crowd all around, you're kind of having to shoulder your way through at this point to even get to it, because this is a fairly small establishment. And as you get to the ring, you realize that what you were hoping for would be like a normal fighting ring, like a nice like canvas kind of padded surface to some degree, is actually just stone, just cold ass stone stained with blood.
Is there anything like obstacles? Like, is there elevated platforms, or is it just a flat?
It is just one flat square, and it's even smaller than most of the arenas you've fought in before. So it is close quarters, especially when you're apparently having a group match.
Yeah, that was one thing. Hamish was going to turn to the group, and he's really like, "So, I don't feel like any of you have to come in on this. Hamish usually takes care of these things by himself."
I don't even know what you're fighting.
Neither do I. That's half the fun of it.
Well,
He said that we could use magic, though.
I
I'm
think
pretty good with magic.
since Vash doesn't have the same sorts of rules about permanent harm that other fighting arenas do, it's all the same to you. I think we'll give you a little backup.
I just don't want any of you getting hurt.
I'll be long gone before I actually get hurt.
What does that mean?
It means
He
I'm
kind of
not
like starts looking at your missing teeth. He's like, "What's going on with this?"
It means I'm not going down in this room.
Davin's just gonna start stepping into the ring.
Does it look like everyone is still focused on getting drinks? Like, what is the crowd currently doing?
I mean, the building is jam packed, right?
All right.
So you look at the bar and there's lots of people getting drinks. You look at the betting
Mhm.
stands, there's lots of people placing bets. You look at the tables where people used to be sitting, now people are just kind of standing up on the tables to try to see the fight.
Alrighty. Nim just kind of looks over to Hamish. Are you in fighting condition, though?
Hamish has never been better, as he kind of like misses a step for a second, then stumbles a bit and then gathers himself. And he's like, "See, fit as a fiddle." And he looks at the three of you guys and he goes, "But seriously, I don't want any of you getting hurt in this shit. If it gets too much, you climb the sides and you run for the door."
That was the plan all along.
Uh,
Why didn't you tell me?
Can Nora fit through the railing?
Could she fit through it? Yeah. Probably. She'd have to squeeze through a bit, but like.
So before we start, the only thing I would like to do is like a performance check to try to hype the crowd up a bit. But other than that,
Absolutely, you can do that. Give me a performance check. Does anyone else?
does anybody have good charisma who would like to help? 'Cause
I
don't-
am going to. Okay, so can you describe what Hamish is doing? Because Nim is going to back you up, and I have a very specific way that he's going to back you up. So, just what does Hamish do in order to try to hype the crowd up?
Okay, so keep in mind he's still a little drunk.
Mhm.
So he's gonna raise his hands to the crowd, and he's gonna kind of face one part of the arena that's kind of more or less just like the side there with the benches, and he's gonna be like,
Uh-huh.
"Oh yes," and he's gonna turn over to like the bigger crowd, and he's gonna be like, "You've come to see Hamish kick some ass, right?"
Whoa! Yeah.
And
Oh, go ahead.
I
I
was
was
just
gonna
laughing.
say,
at
you go
Hank's
ahead. I
empty
have
crowd.
something I want to do to help too, but just for flavor.
Okay.
Nim has started like strumming something on his lute. Seems really like withdrawn in himself, but as soon as there's like a response from the crowd, he he takes that opportunity, and you hear him start playing a tune, and he's humming underneath his breath a little bit, and then he starts singing, and he goes, "Out from the shadows, mean glint in his eyes, is Hamish the alley cat with his eye on the prize. He'll fake a mean left when he's coming in right, and if you buy him a drink, he will do this all night." And he's like trying to like
Hamish is
I
like
love
bowing and shit. He's going with us.
he like summons like dancing lights to like put the spotlight on Hamish, but at the same time as he's doing that, he summons the shield from his newly pristine gauntlet, and he just has like a spectral shield in front of him now.
Absolutely.
While all
Amazing.
this is going on, I'm just gonna like turn it down a little bit, but repeatedly cast gust towards Hamish, so it's like
So
his
I've
hair
liked-
is, like, flapping,
Okay.
like,
So with
it's, like
with
flapping
these,
in
like-
the-
okay. So Hamish is looking pretty upscaled at this point. So he's gonna look back to the audience and he's gonna be like, "And Hamish is not gonna do it tonight. He's not gonna do it alone. He's got backup." And he's gonna like motion towards the crowd or to the other people in the ring with me. And he's gonna start working down the line. He's gonna look at Davin and go, "The boy wonder."
Davin's
Then
gonna do like a small bow.
he's gonna look to Nora and he's gonna be like, "The tooth."
And at this, I'll cast, yeah, fuck it, why not? I'm gonna use my remaining 3 casting of Disguise Self just to make myself kind of a little bit more terrifying and like
Oh my
really.
god, yeah. Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
Then he's gonna finally motion back to Nim and he's gonna be like, "The Kraken."
And with that, Nim is gonna summon his like tentacle out of the ground, and as he does that, I'm gonna use Mask of Many Faces to like make him look more like almost like piratey-esque in his
Nice.
costume as
Yeah.
as it comes out of the ground.
He goes, "We be your entertainment tonight. Remember to tip ye servers." And I'm good to go.
So I'm gonna need a performance
Wrong
roll from Nim
Okay.
with advantage, please.
Alrighty, I'm pretty good at that. Let's hope that helps.
Damn.
25.
Yeah, shit. So you can see that about half the building is now rushing to the betting tables. And Richter from the top goes, "Well, that was interesting, wasn't it? I guess we'll give them time to place their bets. You all have about 5 minutes." And he turns his back, and as he does, one of the people up there, not one of the 5 who were initially kind of watching, but someone else comes forward and they sort of open up their jacket, and you can see Richter kind of looking at it, and he takes one out. There's like sort of these baubles hanging from chains within there, and he just takes one and he walks back to the railing, overseeing things and waiting for the bets to close. I'm drinking my water bottle. What are you guys doing?
Also,
I am just going to be waiting to, if I can have a casting of Bless on these 3 triggered just before we roll initiative, if that's not too meta of a request.
No, that's fine. I'll allow that.
So since we have 5 minutes, the tentacle does disappear after a minute. So I would like to summon it again just before we fight, if that's also possible for me.
Absolutely.
Davin's just gonna look around like, "I'm ready."
Yeah, Hamish is just kind of working the crowd. He's pointing to people. He's like doing over here, he's going over that side, giving the guns.
After about 5 minutes. Oh, actually, I have an important question here. Are your weapons drawn?
I would say, well, yeah.
Okay.
I'm just short swords.
It's important to ask you in particular because you use two. So, anyway. After about 5 minutes or so, someone from one of the betting tables walks over towards the balcony, and Vash goes over and leans down to look at him, and you can see they make a couple of hand gestures at each other. Vash then walks back over and he goes, "Right, here we go." And he takes this little black, looks like a crystal, and he just tosses it. It lands on the stone of the arena. And as it does, it just... This black smoke fills a space on the opposite side of the ring from you until it takes form in the shape of a big old fucking ogre.
Oh, cool.
And it like expands out and out and out and then shrinks in and solidifies. You see before you a very large ogre with this great big long bloody spiky chain wrapped around it, swinging it around in both hands. Everybody roll initiative, please. Okay. And Nim, where was your tentacle being placed?
Wow, a lot of sixes.
3 6s.
Oh, wow, you're right. It's
You,
3 sixes.
you are muted.
Can I ping you? I don't know how to do that. But the like top row second square in the arena.
Top row, second square, like here?
No, the second one from the left. Yeah.
There?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Thank you.
Cool. All right. Yeah. So as it materializes, swinging it lets out a great Hamish. Not surprisingly, you are all loosey-goosey and ready to go.
He's feeling it. His Hamish is going to be like, come on, let's touch fists. And he's just going to run at him to start with and going to try to like kind of run up his arm and just start kind of sitting here on his shoulder. And just going to start laying into the side of his face with flurry of blows and couple hits.
Yeah, man. So you go ahead, target him, and make your attack rolls. Where are you? Like here?
Yeah, I'd say I'm yeah, exactly. Within 5 feet of him. So what did his roll there? 14. That's a hit.
That is a hit.
That is a hit. Okay, so 6. Decent damage. All right,
Yeah.
so it's been a few weeks since I played a monk, so bear with me. But now that I've hit stuff, Vix, how you followed up a flurry of blows, right? So you have 2 regular punches and then flurry for a key point.
Yeah. So yeah, you always get 2 hits, and then flurry of blows would make it 3.
It turns your bonus unarmed
Now.
strike into 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I missed that second strike.
You have
y-
advantage? Oh no, you don't have advantage. do
You didn't roll a second attack roll.
Didn't roll?
No.
Oh. Maybe that's what I missed. Oh, there he is. All right. Didn't actually pick up.
There you go. That's a hit.
All right, cool.
Yay.
All right, second roll, 9 damage, 15 total. And then we're going to run Flurry of Blows. Is there something I want to do afterwards? So I guess you just use an armed punch again, eh?
Yep.
Now
Yeah.
that I'm level 3, do I get any sort of subclass done? I know there was like Stunning
Well,
Strike.
No, you don't get stunning strike yet. You do
Yeah.
get subclass stuff. I can't
I know.
describe it all to you right
no,
now.
for sure, 100%. I do have it, but I just didn't know if there was like monk stuff that you unlocked level 3 that I wasn't seeing.
I think it's mostly I think that's mostly like movement based stuff for drunken
That's what I thought.
master.
That's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Is disengage
Yeah.
and shit. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll go for the third hit, and you just got to start wailing into him with a 17. So after I do that, I'm going to use my drunken technique because I've now leveled up to level 3, and I'm a drunken monk, guys. And he's going to kind of like jump off the ogre and just stagger back the 15 feet next to the party.
Nice. Yeah,
And he's going to be like, "Did you see that?"
so yeah, no, absolutely. Hamish just like climbs up his arm like it's nothing, and he's just, and you can see this thing taking the hits, though it's not rocked like normally people are when you start laying into them. But after the 3 hits, he just like easily does a flip back and just kind of moves away from it again, and it's like swinging outwards, and it just can't connect with anything before he gets away.
He's not purposely trying to dodge from it. It just happens that he just every time he swings and tries to reach for him, he's like, "Whoop, whoop."
And so that will be your turn. So the yeah. Hold on, that's the one. Okay, so it just starts charging forward, and yeah, you are all okay.
Oh, hey now, big guy.
Is it gets in close? Who's not targeted there? Nora, Nim,
That's fine. I don't
Hamish.
need to be targeted.
You are. As it gets in close, you can see its chain just kind of shoots out to one side, and it grabs with both hands and starts swinging in a really wide arc, and suddenly just comes down right into your path. So you all are going to be making dex saves right now.
And I do that with advantage.
That is also what I would like to do.
I don't know how to make it advantage. If you just
I-
click the advantage thing, I think it will do that. Maybe.
Yeah.
I clicked it.
Okay, so let's see.
So many dice.
Did it?
So many
Yeah, it
dice.
did.
It did.
That's
Okay.
cool.
Get a 26 for my save.
21.
David just runs up the chain and lands on the other side. Like,
All right, so it looks like you're all going to take half damage because you all you're hitting the floor and you're jumping aside and stuff, and as this chain cuts across, it just barely clips like ankles and shoulders. That's
Like
going
jump rope before.
Yeah, exactly. But you all do take that, 4 damage?
Yeah.
And that's, I think that's all it can do in one turn.
Hopefully.
I hope so.
I like that it can hit all of us though. Did it hit? Does it swing for the tentacle? How does that work?
No,
Oh,
the
shit.
tentacle doesn't have HP. It just splashes through it. Yeah.
Like the chain
It's,
will go over and it'll go. Woo.
it's like spiritual weapon. It's not. It's only like corporeal when it's striking.
Like spectral.
Right. Yeah.
Did you say it's like sexual?
Yeah. Sexual.
Sure. Yeah. We'll go with
That's
that.
not the word that I heard, Shanks, but that's okay.
Davin, it is to you.
Thankfully Hamish is next to it too. Otherwise, I wouldn't get my sneak attack in. I'm just gonna start wildly swinging at it with my short sword.
It's like
Yeah.
what's his face in Guardians.
I mean, it's
The two
huge and
daggers
it's
with the fucking-
right in your face. So he yeah.
Okay. Oh my god, I can't.
Oh my gosh, you hit the
works.
armor class. He's big and slow, but he's
Yeah.
gonna deal out damage if he can. Shit, dude. Oh fuck yeah! So your first strike just gets right up under the rib cage, and if he was just a little smaller, you feel like you would have hit the heart, but you just can't get the sword in deep enough from that angle.
Gonna follow it up with another short sword attack
Yep.
and then do damage. Eh.
Yep. So yeah, you get that one out, and you jab him again with the other one. Not as deep, but you're doing damage, and his blood's starting to pour out a fair bit. You guys are gonna make short work of this, I think. Nim, it's to you.
Okay. Targeting. I think so. Yes. So Nim just kind of holds his hand out towards the ogre, and you actually, Davin probably hears this the best. Just like this rushing, violent sound of water spilling past his lips, and he's gonna cast Hex on the ogre.
Absolutely.
Dexterity is what he's targeting.
All right.
Hamish, hearing the water, checks his pants. He's like, oh my god.
And then he's going to.
There's only dry urine in your pants.
Exactly.
What a relief.
Bonus action, move the tentacle closer to the ogre and attack with it.
Oh yeah, it just like almost like right underneath Hamish and just leans up and strikes.
That is a hit.
It is most certainly a hit.
Or 6 damage. So,
Oh yeah.
like, again, like, there's just that, like, blackish purple mist that kind of envelops the tentacle at the last second of the hit. And he's going to move to the corner.
Fair enough. Switch down. Yeah.
You're able to, okay, yeah.
And as you do that, Nora.
I'm gonna look at him. I'm gonna step back into the corner. Also, not that it really will help me get out of range of him, but I'm just gonna look at the guy, and say something I'm sure that is very impolite at it in Dwarvish, so I don't have to improvise. And I will cast Tasha's Mind Whip on this big dumb idiot.
Yeah, that seems like a wise thing to do. Cool. That is a big fail.
Nice. What's Tasha's Mind Whip do, David?
Well, on its next turn, let's see. Tasha's Mind Whip. It does a lot of things.
It does whatever he wants, basically. He made it up.
It cannot take a reaction until the end of its next turn, and on its next turn, it may choose whether it wishes to move, use an action, or a bonus action.
Oh shit, can't do all of them.
One of them.
That's cool.
Got it. Alrighty, is that the end of your turn?
Let me see if I have any bonus actions I can do, because that was my action, just as this lance of psychic energy whips out from my brain into its very tiny one.
Yeah, you see its veins in its neck bulging out. It's like, "Argh!" and like blood is coming out its nose.
Oh no!
I will use my bonus action to spend. Let's see. I'll spend my last 2 sorcery points to create a first level spell slot.
Okay, absolutely. Hamish, it is back to you, my friend.
Cool. Yeah, Hamish is gonna like see him doing like the and gonna be like, oh, that's crazy. He's just gonna look back to Nora and just kind of, he's like, man, don't piss her off. He's gonna go in for the strikes again. Yeah.
He's gonna go in for what?
I'm just gonna go and smack the ogre around a couple times.
Yeah, go for it.
So, yeah, he's totally just gonna kind of do the same repeat as he's kind of like doing his. Hamish is gonna run up his back and just start to beat on the back of his head. But while he's doing that, he's gonna be like, "I'm gonna name you Bruce. I think we could be good friends, Bruce." And he's just keep hitting him on the top of the head.
Oh yeah,
and he goes,
you're laying.
You put up a good fight. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I will go for my bonus action hits.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right,
oh,
so yeah,
can
I?
it.
Now, he just finishes with like a dropping elbow and just right on the top of the head and just kind of lands this thing down.
Oh yeah, like he just, and you can see it. He seems to have hit just the right point where the skull's structural integrity just fails it, and it caves in, and you see it just completely like falls backwards as Hamish like runs down its belly. Just kind of like stumbling all the way down, and then he just kind of lands on his feet and as the thing falls backwards and just there's this dead silence in the air until the crowd just goes "Rah!" and like all the people just start running to the betting tables because these poor people were betting on Hamish with all their savings with like 3-1 odds.
Alley cat, alley
Alley
cat.
cat.
You guys
Alley
start
cat.
screaming it. Hamish kind of like gets himself off and he kind of looks back at the ogre and he's like, hey, I didn't mean to kill it. I wanted to have another drinking buddy. But then he kind of looks back at the crowd, everybody like screaming at him, and he's like, oh, hey, hey, we did it. He
Yeah,
kinda
the crowd's losing it, and like, you know, the scene gets a little bit crazy very quickly, as at the betting tables people are demanding their payouts, and it seems like every single person who followed you here, and some of the people who were here already, bet on you, and now there's a huge payout. And very quickly the money handlers run out of coin.
Good.
Oh boy.
Hamish kind of looks like he's kind of reading the situation a bit. He goes, now we did our task. Maybe we should just, you know, get out of here before things get a little uglier than they are. You coming, Bruce? And he looks back at the ogre.
As you look back towards the ogre, what you hear and see is Richter now smashing the railing with his fist as wood splinters out and a piece of it just kind of falls into the ring. And he turns around and the 5 people now seem to be having an argument.
We should go.
What are they saying?
I don't think we should wait around to find out.
No,
I
wait
don't
a sec,
think
wait a sec.
they didn't intend for us to survive.
We got to talk to Vash eventually.
I don't.
So if we leave now, maybe he'd just be mad. What if we just take
He's
our
not.
licks? They should have bet on Hamish.
He didn't.
They made money off of the drinks. We should go let them calm down and we'll come back later. We have things to talk about anyway.
Don't think we need to talk to him anymore. He didn't expect
As you
us
say that,
to-
you kind of see him over there. He's like, bros, and he kind of like lifts up the eyeball of the lid of the fucking ogre.
You, as you do, you lift up the eyelid and the eye just falls out.
He's like, ah. I thought these things were supposed to be more durable than this. Just kind of pushes on it a bit.
Davin's gonna like reach out to Hamish and like, hey, we need to. You said we should probably just, you know, go.
Do Shanks? I have a really stupid idea.
Those are the best.
Do I think it's loud enough and chaotic enough in here where it would be difficult for someone to tell that I was casting a spell?
Yes, definitely.
All right, I'm going to try and, like, just very briefly while we're getting our way out, get lost in the crowd. And then I am going to just, as we're on our way out the door, I don't think anybody's particularly looking at me, waiting till Richter has his back turned. And I'm going to hex him and target charisma. I want him to lose this argument that he's having with these people.
Yes.
This might have unintended consequences, but I like it.
Yep, that happens.
All right.
Are you all following Nora out?
Yeah, I'm getting out.
Well, she got lost in the crowd, right?
Well,
Yes, she
I
did.
just wanted to like break. I wanted to make sure that Richter couldn't see me, and I'm gonna find everyone after.
Okay. All
Like,
right.
I'm not vanishing. I'm just gonna be like.
We are
business.
we are definitely trying to leave if Hamish is willing to follow Davin when he
Yeah,
prompts
he's
him.
Hamish is already weaving through the crowd, heading towards his way to the door. But as you guys see him go, he just kind of like grabs a mug of ale from a nearby table and just keeps slipping through his legs. And he's like drinking it and then finishes it before he gets to the door, and then grabs another one for leaving. Like, oh,
Someone was about to reach for it.
yeah, just a hand come up and just yeah.
It's a very thick crowd, and it's difficult to make your way through. But with especially with Hamish kind of taking the lead a little bit, you see he kind of weaves this weird, intricate path through everyone, and you're able to kind of follow this path he creates. And
Does our cityscaper perk work here? We can find the best route through.
I'm proficient in acrobatics,
Yeah.
You get through the door, and the two guys outside are just like, "You leaving already? You were supposed to."
We won.
Oh no.
Have a good night. And he's going to wish everybody.
And he's gonna be like, "Remember to bet on Hamish," as he's walking away. Takes a drink and then just kind of chucks the tankard to the side.
Davin, as you are leaving, you hear the guard say to the other guy, "We almost fought them."
Yes.
You make your way down the street. Everything in that building is far too hectic for anyone to have noticed you were leaving.
Yep.
So we're going down the street. Would you say it's in the direction of downtown?
Where would you like to be going? You could move.
I just
in
want
any-
because I want to know if I'm making my way downtown. If I'm walking
Oh my
fast,
God.
going fast. If I'm homebound, then I want to know that I'm heading there.
There are no faces
Band-Aid.
passing, so I feel like that kind of.
Sorry.
I-
I'm so sorry.
I respect it.
As- when we had enough distance between us and the tavern where we could say we're reasonably safe distance away, Davin is just going to stop for a second in his tracks and as a sudden realization that none of these jobs were meant for them to profit. It was solely for the sake of getting rid of them. And then he's going to continue catching up to the group.
So if you stop, I'm gonna stop. What's going on, man?
And I guess I'll relay that to anybody who stops. We can't. Not that we could have ever trusted Vash in the first place, but
Never did for a second.
we can't go back there.
No, I think he's going to be coming after us even more now.
So
I'll bite
Nim
with
was
a little less
If-
money.
He's allowed to leave tonight. And I'll just still in my creeped out form, just this too big of an evil grin.
So Nim was walking pretty happily. He's pretty confident about the way that the fight went. He looks ridiculous still in his pirate getup, just kind of strolling along. And then he just he's probably 15 feet away from you guys before he's like, wait, fuck, wait, not fuck. And when he notices you guys are behind
Hamish
him,
would have
and
kept walking too. He wouldn't have stopped when they stopped.
so he grabs on to Hamish and is like, I think we're having a chat. And he points over to the two where it stopped.
And
He goes,
just
but air this way. Come on. All right.
Hamish, I feel like
Yes?
it might be a good time now to talk about what happened.
is it? Because I feel like we're not done with Fash for tonight. I think he knows
that's a
where
whole
we
point.
stay, and even if we're not there, I think he's probably going to cause some problems for our good friend.
Hmm.
So we should, at least that's what I would do if I was him.
But I feel like that's the whole point. What happened earlier today was solely because of Vash.
It is.
Yeah,
Hamish,
he's not gonna.
are you even remotely sober enough to follow what they're talking about?
A little bit, yeah. He's catching on. He's not as think as you drunk he is. So he's gonna kind of look to it. He goes, all right, enough of this being weird about what went on earlier today, and maybe we should tell him, maybe we shouldn't tell him. Out with it. Whatever you can tell me now.
Do you remember the kid who needed that magic item?
Aye.
Well, when we were walking around town earlier, Sun, that was her name, right? Sun.
Well, don't bury the lead. We got it back.
Oh, great. That's great. Congratulations.
But there's more.
Of course, there's more.
It was Brock who took it, and well, he wanted to meet us, and it was a fight he wanted. He wanted to fight, and he came charging at me, and he struck me down like I was out.
That was a cool scar, by the way, from earlier.
And
It's a pretty cool scar, lad.
Nora-
But anyway,
I've
what
not
to Brock?
seen
Did you give him an old 1-2 and then send him on his way, or what?
Nora and him,
He didn't want to be sent on his way.
yeah.
Sounds ominous.
Well, I guess in a way he did.
Stop beating around the damn bush. Just tell me what happened.
He felt the only way for him to get out of Vash's grip was for us to end him.
Aye, and you told him he was crazy and then sent him outside the
He
city,
didn't-
right?
He didn't say that to us directly. But that's what happened. Not intentionally.
So you assumed that murdering the boy, which I assume he's now dead, was the best way to release him from
We did not assume
bondage?
that. I just
Not
felt
intentionally.
That's what he assumes.
that's what I assume was going through his head. I didn't.
That's what Sun
We were
told us,
just-
wasn't it, too?
We were defending ourselves.
Sun
Look,
also told us that's what we
I've known Brock for a lot of years. Many a time. He's never been a happy lad. It pains me
kind
to
of-
know that he's dead, but that, worst of all, that y'all killed him. That's something that you all have to live with. And Hamish just kind of...
It wasn't just him either.
For what? You killed everyone. Did you kill the whole
well-
damn party?
No. I wasn't trying to, but Lex got well, she's not around anymore. Sun managed to actually she looked kind of grateful, me anyway, that the other two were gone. But she's okay. And she helped save Davin. Davin was almost dead.
Hamish got a few years on y'all. And a light, too, apparently.
What is this, an interrogation?
Yeah.
Nim
Where
cast
were
dancing
you
light.
last night? Yeah. Yeah, no, Hamish is going to take a bit of a somber tone. But yeah, he's going to look at the crowd. He's got a few years on you guys, so now maybe you see why old Hamish keeps telling you we all got to stick together. There's not much of us in this same spot. The orphanage, the neighborhood.
I didn't really have a choice in sticking with everybody. They were kind of looking for me. That I kind of feel like this was all my fault. I kind of woke up in a river somewhere I shouldn't have been. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry. It's a classic example of how everyone hears Hamish talk, but nobody actually listens to Hamish. I'm not saying stick together, Nim. You could be on the other side of town. I'm saying stick with the people that you know. Stick with your neighborhood. Stick with the ones that actually have a chance of getting out of here. Brock wasn't the most stable of people. Sure, got in it with a bad crowd, but it doesn't mean he had to die. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but what I am saying is that maybe this is a time for y'all to take stock in what you're doing around here, what your motivations are, and maybe how much you really want to hurt people.
Well, I think
What
you
do we-
should know. We did try to talk him out of it first, then he ran charging at us with axes.
And I saw Davin laying on the ground, and I kind of freaked out.
Hamish, Kent,
And-
you don't have to explain things to me. I wasn't there. You guys know what happened.
I was just telling them that maybe we need to try and pull our punches a little bit. These last few battles, we've lost people, even if they weren't good people.
At the end of the day, the people around here are all that matters. Anyway, let's go find some ale. We'll go buy a round for Brock.
You might need to find a new place to hang out. For a while.
What did you do now? Did you stab the pub?
No. Like, we don't. Vash is gonna come looking for us.
But
Like,
no, Vash is the whole reason we got involved with Vash was because he was already bothering Remus. If anything, Vash is gonna take out what happened tonight on Remus because it's not gonna be worth his time to go after us. We can't just leave them hanging.
I think we should be there to put a stop to it if he does.
maybe the only solution is to take out Vash then.
Although I think I might have caused a few problems for him.
Is Nora? How does? What's Nora's expression when she says that?
Just this, like, you know, like the animated Grinch where he just goes like that and then his ears like curl up and kind of got that energy.
Nim is a little bit creeped out, but also like amused by it.
And then I'll see the little creeped out reaction, like, oh, I'd still have disguise self on and just go back to looking like regular Nora.
Normal creepy.
Yeah, normal creepy, not creepy plus.
Creepy plus is when you beat creepy and then you can restart with your same file.
Where are you guys
So-
headed then?
I think we're headed to Remus, right?
Yeah, I guess
We kind of took all of their
go back there
business.
and help the old boy.
should probably let him know that trouble's coming his way. Where was he even?
Oh, that's a good question.
I think we should go find out.
Was he?
He was the ogre. Surprise!
Oh no.
I wouldn't put it
I'll-
past me, right?
I'll say a little moment about the ogre thing. There's always a part in the fights, and maybe everybody will see this as a player of the channels and things that I'm on. But I always want to try to make everything my friend. So part of me was like, oh, this ogre, he's got a chain wrapped around him and he's all bloody. I bet you he's like indentured and he doesn't want to be here. Maybe we'll knock him out, we'll wake him up, we're like, we're best friends. And then like 10 levels from now, he'll save us doing a giant sacrificial act. And I always do that with every character. So it's like everything's like even
Ogres
now.
are really dumb, though.
That's what I figured.
They-
He's so dumb that we could just be like, we're your friends. And he's like, oh, friend. Anyway.
Pretty sure it viewed you as food.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty sure too.
You're what, 2 size categories smaller than it?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, you're about a bite size for him.
I get a cool little saddle for the top of him.
Like,
Like Django on the Rancor, dude, or Boba on the Rancor.
yeah, one of those like boots that like royalty puts on top of like elephants.
Palanquin,
Anyways,
yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys head back to Remus. It's quiet.
Yep.
The tavern seems pretty much empty. And as you come through the front door, there, sitting at a table, smoking a pipe, it's Remus. He goes, "Oh, so is he dead?"
It's who dead? The ogre.
He takes the bottle of whiskey off the table and pours a shot. Remus. Sorry.
Wait a minute, we take his mask off and it's that.
Wait.
It's been old man
Brock
Johnson this whole
again.
time.
He wants us to join his gym so badly.
I'll only use 2 Pokemon. What?
Guys, I need a whiskey. He takes a drink. Says, "Richter, is he dead?
Don't know.
Should I be packing my things?"
Gym fit. Thanks, Ratty.
I think he's in a world of trouble if he's not dead.
Which is why I'm asking. Jenny told me
Maybe.
what you guys did this evening. And since you're here, that means you won. I know what his margins are like. You take that much money from a man like Vash, and he's like a wild dog. Should I be getting my family out of here?
Probably.
That's why we came back. In case he does try to do anything, we can.
Yeah, that's nice. He takes the bottle and he heads up the stairs.
All right, I'll just take care of the bar.
And on that note, why don't we take a little bit of a break, guys?
Hamish on the river.
Just scratch it out.
All right, so we'll be back after a break then.
Absolutely. So you guys get some refreshments, use the washroom, do what you got to do, but come back to find out what happens next.
What do?
See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. So we're back with River on the River. I mean, Top Down Tabletop, and
River, Vash, River.
River bench. River top table river.
all right. No, I'm pretty sure you're thinking of Matthew McConaughey.
Scripted mail again. Fuck.
So, sorry, everyone.
We have conversations when we are on breaks.
Yeah.
I'm still here, by the way.
Okay. Someone cast darkness on Nate.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. So, Remus heads back up the stairs. You're all.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna lean over to Nim and say, "Hey, sorry about this, real quick. I'm gonna try and move the hex onto Nim and see if I can."
You cannot.
Okay. Never mind.
What?
I just wanted to check and see if Richter was still alive.
And
He is.
Okay.
You recognize Hex too, because it has a very particular gesture.
Would I have felt anything though? Because he, okay. So Nim is just like, what? Like, how do you know that?
Are we affected? We're alone down here now that Remus is gone.
He's gone upstairs.
I put a little hex on him before we left. I wanted him to lose that argument he was having. And it's still on. So he's definitely still alive.
X.
You tried to hex her.
Oh. Wait. You can move it.
Yeah. If I guess maybe you might not have had the chance, but if you can redirect your ire if the person you've cursed dies.
Oh no. I know that. I've never called it a hex before.
What do you call it?
Like a weird watery curse thing that happens.
Like a tingle.
I think
Come
hex
on,
has
Yeah.
a better ring to it than watery curse.
Hex
You might be
is
right.
less words.
I
Easier
will
to do.
start to call it hex then.
Instead of water tingle.
Can you admit that water tingle is fun to say though?
It is fun to say, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm not trying to tell you what to do. You can call it whatever you want. I mean, yours is seems to work a little differently than mine anyway.
What it is less words though.
It's less words.
Okay. Well, is that good?
No.
That he's still alive?
Probably not.
Okay.
It means we should be ready for trouble.
It seems like that's what I wake up to every day now.
Never gets dull, does it? Imagine relaxing. That sounds terrible. kidding.
Yeah,
Doesn't Nim relax in the water?
I did, but the last few times that I've been there haven't been all that relaxing, to be honest. I really miss Ray. He just kind of slumps down.
She seemed nice.
Yeah, and she's so smart.
It'd be nice having a brain around.
I mean, not that you guys aren't smart.
Well,
Right.
she knows things.
Yeah, and she doesn't expect me to know things, and that's great.
Have you had this conversation? Seamus has made his way around the bar and is like smacking a wine bottle, trying to get the top off of it.
Yes, Seamus.
Yeah, okay, so I heard that correctly.
Yeah, you calling him Seamus now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Hey, at least he's not Rebus.
Yeah. You guys get your names right, please.
So Shanks is around the bar. See,
I mean, I can arrange that.
I guess I relied on her a little bit too much, though. Maybe this is good that we're learning things.
It's nice to be able to rely on someone for that. We've got to deal with Vash.
I feel like a lot of people have probably thought that before and were unsuccessful.
I think Vash has also tried to deal with a lot of people before and wasn't successful with us. Oh,
Twice.
twice. No. So I think that's a good sign.
hey back. But yeah, Hamish is going to step up. We're like, I've seen that look in Vash's eye before.
Is somebody getting a telegram?
Yeah, I was like,
There's someone outside on an e-scooter that has a bell attached to it, and they're doing donuts in the middle of the street, and
Oh
they're
my
very
gosh.
drunk.
We're having a night, guys.
An e-scooter? Oh my
Yeah,
god.
so there's this whole story behind. There was like 6 of them across my street earlier that this tour group left, and they just haven't been picked up. So Downtown Darkness having a field day with them.
Okay.
Yeah, so Hamish, he's gonna step forward and just be like, that look we saw in Vash's eye today, I think that was maybe some genuine panic. The blow that we dealt by bringing all those people there and placing all those bets. Maybe we don't have to do much. Maybe he's on his way to self-destruct anyway. And then
It's
gets the wine bottle up. He's like, aha!
it's what he asked us to do, is it not?
But it's not what he expected.
He was a little overconfident.
He was just following orders. So what now?
Whose orders?
We were following Vash's orders.
Oh, I thought you said. Never mind. Sorry.
Can we... This document, and Davin will pull out the document from Tanner Sulk's manor. And Vash, can we use it against him?
What, you want to give him paper cuts?
Maybe. No, that would never work.
Wait,
Right,
what?
it would take way too many paper cuts.
I know. I thought maybe we could use it somehow to put the blame on him for what happened at Salt Manor. But I'm not sure how we do that.
Need someone smarter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That I've been trying to tell you all.
Or somebody who was used to pinning things on people. I think I might know somebody who might be able to help, but she might not do it for free, so I don't it's a little bit complicated.
I know somebody too, but I don't want to talk to her.
Well, we're not exactly rolling in gold right now.
Yeah. Just don't know how much she's willing to do. I was like, hey, a favor sort of thing.
We can think like we can leave it as a backup.
Maybe he's in trouble. Maybe he won't do anything tonight. Maybe we just stay vigilant and plan? Question mark?
So what? You want to stay here and just wait and see if something happens?
Well, that we could do.
Do we leave Remus here though?
He's
Already packing.
packing his things.
It's not safe for him to stay here.
Go where though?
I don't know.
Hopefully he knows better than we do. But Vash has a hold on the city, if not more than just the city.
No, I think after tonight his hold might weaken a little bit.
But by how much?
Hard to say. Maybe none.
Is it possible that we could fill any void that is created?
And if there's a power vacuum, somebody who's at least halfway decent might as well try and step in.
We
What, do you
seem
want
to
to
have
step
a
up
bit
and
of
be
a
crime
power.
lords now?
Well,
But not exactly.
you don't have to deal in crime.
Protection.
I don't know if y'all understand what exactly Vash does, but it's more things than even I know. To fill that power vacuum would take someone with some pretty serious balls, and
They'd
And
have
is
to
tilting his head at Hamish. Like,
they'd have to know more about how the city works, and we don't really have that kind of experience.
you'd also have to be willing to do some things that maybe you're not willing to do.
I know a thing or two about how the city works. Some work I did before I met you all.
oh,
Talking about doing things you're not proud of.
Did you have to dance? I mean, Hamish, sometimes he danced for a few quarters here and there, do a little jig, a little jive. The crowds love it for people our size.
What's a quarter?
It's about this yay big of pie.
It's just 1/4 of a pie.
Mm-hmm.
You hear rapid
pie?
footfalls approaching
From-
and from upstairs.
Okay.
I do like
Get
the
'em.
panic looks I saw though.
I hate that.
And two people come charging down the stairs. Edward and a young woman who you've seen around the tavern, never really spoken to. As they reach the bottom of the stairs, he says, "Just get the boat ready," and comes over and like takes Nim's wrist and like holds his hand out. He says, "I don't know what happened. I don't know why my father is acting like this. But I know you're not bad people. So please protect him." And he tries to shove some coins into your hand.
Wait, he's not going with you?
He said he won't leave.
Where are you going? How do we get? How do we send word to you when the situation's dealt with?
He looks back at the stairs. Not to tell anyone, but I mean, I know you're.
I think he's overreacting. I think everything's going to be okay.
We're going to stay with my aunt. She's downriver. We'll take the boat. There's no way for them to follow us through the streets, you know. Just
You
look
wanna-
after him, okay?
You going to be okay getting to the boat?
The boat's right there, and he like literally gestures to the window, and you can see the young woman setting it up.
Do we think they'll be safe there?
Safer than here.
There's a lot of people on patrol on the river. I think they will be.
I mean, if it makes you feel any better, my aunt lives in Lout. It's a safe neighborhood. She's been
Sorry.
begging us for years to come out that way, but I need to help my dad run the tavern. And
What's your aunt's name?
Relia.
On the river.
Well, she is sort of on the river. She's sort of off river, as it were.
By marriage.
We would have stayed with my uncle, but they don't really. I don't know. They don't get on any. This isn't important. Just look after him, and he
We're trying. Yes.
lets go of Nim's hand, and there is 2 gold coins.
Holy fuck. I was gonna push them. I was gonna push them back, but I don't think Nim will.
That's I know what kind of work you guys are in. That's my payment to keep him alive.
And Nim just like clenches his hand around the coin. I do need to ask what the name of the location you said that the aunt lives in, though,
Lout.
because I didn't catch that. Lout?
Yes. It's pronounced differently by different people. In this neighborhood, you would just pronounce it Lout. People who live there, Lout.
That's a different neighborhood, or is that's a different town?
It
altogether?
is no, it's in the city, and it is a fairly posh kind of trendy neighborhood known for artistic types and that sort of thing.
Thank you. Okay, go. And he just takes the coin.
He runs out the back door, and you can see he hops into the boat, and the 2 of them head off. At the same time, you hear a little bit of clatter from upstairs.
Nim is gonna go up to check on Remus.
At the very end of the hall is an open door, and by candlelight inside the room, you can see Remus sitting on the floor with an urn in his hands and an empty bottle of whiskey at his feet.
Oh.
Bunch of woo girls outside just going,
I
walking by
appreciate it.
Remus's place.
Yeah, I appreciate the fanfare for Remus's drunken depression.
Top Down's expanded on our budget. We have a live studio audience.
Which makes it really awkward when we do the things we do off camera.
Nim is gonna go up to Remus, place a hand on his shoulder. You said he's like on the floor?
Yeah, he's sitting with his back against the wall and just cradling this urn in his arms.
He's going to crouch down next to him and then just kind of like squeeze his shoulder, like kind of comfortingly, and say, "Hey, no judgment at all, but why didn't you go with Edward?"
I'm not leaving this place. Wife and I fought for years just to have something. I can't leave it behind. If it goes down, I go down with it.
Can I just point out that it kind of divides our attention, and he kind of gestures downstairs to have to watch over you and the wife while also trying to deal with people who are bothering you.
Don't worry about me. I've handled a sword before.
I'm only worried about you. That's why I'm doing this.
You want to save my life so badly, save the only thing in my life that was worth fighting for.
This place?
Yes.
You have a son and a wife. And he kind of like puts his hand on the urn, and whoever this is.
This is my wife.
Yeah, doesn't he have a wife? Does he have two wives?
You have two wives.
Yeah.
It's got 8.
Or had two wives.
Yeah. Yeah, Rhea. So, Nim is just like, Rhea wasn't your first? Okay, well, she's your current, and I can understand not wanting to let the past go, but at the same time, if you're going to try to help us, maybe put the whiskey down. Any kind of like.
It's
He just, with one heel, kicks the empty bottle. I know I'm not in the best condition. And that's probably why Rhea left last night.
Oh,
You're a good boy, and I always wanted to look out for you and the other ones like you. Wanted to be a good man, provide for my family, be a member of the community. And it seems like all it brought me was trouble. After all these years, I don't know if I can take any more. I can't lose anything else.
then you need to get up on your feet. And he kind of just. He tries to help Remus up if he lets him.
He tries to swat your hand away. Just leave me here. I'll
No.
be okay.
You've been nothing but kind to me. You're the only one. You're the first one who gave me an opportunity to play my music in front of an audience. I'm not gonna let you just fight this on your own, especially when we kind of dragged the trouble your way.
Yeah, you did do that.
So either stand up and fight with us or stay out of our way so that we can handle this.
All right. Puts the urn on the side table. He stands up and kind of stumbles his way to his bed. He lifts up the mattress and throws it across the room. And there underneath you see a sword. And this is no fucking Beacon Backstreet crude iron sword. It's a black blade with white strips of leather accenting the hilt, and what seems to be an emerald embedded in the crossguard. It, by your estimation, is probably worth about as much as this tavern is.
Do I recognize this sword? either from like Tails or
Is he there?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I was wondering that myself. Did you come up with
I'd be
Nim?
no, I'd be downstairs at the bar.
Okay, then you
But
definitely.
I'm gonna see him eventually.
I'm
just
the
wondering.
question
Makes
is still
bearer
stands.
invisible. Jokes on you.
He picks it up. And gives it a swing. Right. So what do we do now?
Seems like we wait, but we're all waiting downstairs and trying to sort out a plan. So if you're gonna be involved, then you might as well have part in that conversation.
All right, you get started. I'll be down in a few minutes.
I have to get something that I might have left here. He just kind of smiles.
What do you mean? What are you leaving?
It's really difficult to carry all the stuff that I have to carry all the time. And he starts like kind of fidgeting with his clothing, and like there's a little embarrassed sheen of sweat forming on his forehead. I'm sorry. And he just kind of goes over to a loose floorboard in the floor and like pulls it up and pulls out a quiver of arrows, and it's like, I think one of them can really use this. he pulls that out of his little stash. I swear that's the only one that I have here.
Sorry, were you getting out a quiver of arrows?
Yes. So this whole time I've had in my inventory arrows, but Nim has not been carrying them around. And
Right.
so if you will allow me, he has
Yeah,
stashed them here.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Why? Or why are we getting them out right now?
I feel like that we have a rogue who could maybe use
Oh, fair enough. Yeah.
some extra stuff.
Okay.
Listen, if it's all the same to you, I prefer you don't pull up my floorboards. They're loose enough as it is.
But that one was already loose. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my boy does it too. It's always
What else is
looking
around
for
here? And Hamish just kind of.
clues.
Yeah, I did see that stash before. He just gets like red and then walks downstairs.
He follows you, but as you're going down the stairs, he's like, "Wait, you don't happen to know where he's getting this coin from, do you?
Would I know?
Would you know?"
Nim is always talking to people. Would he know anything about? Can
He
I
hasn't-
roll something? No.
He hasn't told you anything.
All right.
It could be that.
What?
You know.
Moderate amount of success selling his short stories to pulp magazines.
Like, maybe it's not something he wants to talk about yet?
Is this Davin saying this?
Yeah.
Oh, he's always got his fucking pads of paper out and writing nonsense.
It's not nonsense, especially if he's making coin off of it.
Do you think he's actually making that kind of coin off of writing? Is that...
Books are expensive.
And a good story is always worth its weight in gold.
And a lot of people use pen names as well. You know, cover up who they really are.
He's got a lot of his aunt in him. Artistic types. I never understood it. But I mean, I guess you draw in business sometimes, so that's nice. Anyway, I'm gonna get ready. He just kind of shuffles back up the stairs.
Nim, as Remus leaves, he just kind of like shows the 2 gold in his hand, like he's never held gold before. for sort of deal.
You
It's
might want
shiny.
to put those away for now.
It's been a significant amount of time since I've seen one of those, let alone two.
Davin, I want you to make a history check for me.
Okay.
There's something sort of
Also-
culturally significant.
That dice
Also
tower.
at
No,
the moment,
doesn't
Yes.
matter.
What's the? It doesn't matter. Just go for it.
though, upon seeing Davin, he like hands over the quiver of arrows. It's like, I'm not using these.
Well, thank you. How many arrows was that?
It's a full quiver, so 20.
So, Davin, remembering the words that Edward said to Nim rather, I know what work you do. That's my payment for his life. You know that historically in this region, 2 gold coins was a significant number, and that like it was specifically that's what an assassin would take for someone's life.
Oh.
Now he was specific in that he wanted you guys to keep him alive. Like there's no code here in that like he's trying to get you to kill him. But it's significant in that he said, I know what work you do. This is my payment for his life. So to you, you believe that Edward and possibly other people in this neighborhood now think you're all assassins.
Ooh, okay. Oops.
Awkward.
That's what happens when you go around killing a bunch of people.
Not on purpose.
Hamish was right. Hashtag Hamish was right on
I want it on a t-shirt.
Justice for Hamish.
Trending.
consequences
But
from
if we
every decision.
If it means we're getting paid 2 gold coins.
I mean,
We'll be able to hire an actual assassin eventually.
Just stay one step ahead the whole time.
Now,
We need-
real assassins nowadays cost much more.
Well, yeah, she
Any-
told
anyone
us
worth a
10
very-
gold, so
Inflation.
I know.
But like that's a
Awesome.
historical number, and there's actually still assassins around, like old school, who will do it if you have the right connections. Keep doing what you're doing.
Try foul, go for it. You got
So
it.
I had an idea
Yes.
because I have the bow and I have not used it yet.
Yes.
I was thinking that I could station myself on the roof of the tavern,
I don't see why
and-
not.
and my idea extended to maybe trying to see if I could create fire arrows.
Yeah, you have prep time, so I have no problem with that. Though, with me saying prep time, I will make clear you don't know if that's an hour, a day, a week, a month, or even your year.
Got 'em.
We're on a weird
Right
As soon as
vibe
Vince
tonight.
walks away,
straight
he's like, "I can
away,
get it in.
right to prison.
It's a weird vibe tonight, so I'm just leaning into it now.
You know what? I'm here for it. How long has it been since I hexed Richter?
Oh, 35 minutes.
Okay. Up until the hour is up, I'm gonna keep every so often, maybe like every 5 minutes or so, I'm gonna keep trying to hex Nim just to see if it works.
I love how
Just
you
like
chose
casual
it.
Yeah.
hexing.
I'm like,
Between
look,
friends.
if it takes, I'll release it straight away.
It's just so funny though. Yes,
Best I
you
got right now.
you attempt again and nothing happens.
I'm just gonna. That's what I'm gonna do for the remainder of the hour that the spell lasts.
Got it.
Personally, I imagine Nim if getting hexed, it would be like one of those anime scenes where like the whole style just changes, and he just like clutches his heart like like I just got hexed.
Like it zooms in, goes black and white.
Yeah, have like a weird colored background. Yeah, I'm no longer in the place that I am. Yeah. If we are preparing, though, I should probably have a plan here.
Are there like shutters on any of the windows or anything like that?
Yes, there
I
are.
will. I think I'm just gonna go around and start closing shutters and latching them.
Yeah, that's absolutely doable.
Did Davin say anything about his intention to go on the roof? And
Yeah, I
do
probably
fire
would have
arrows
let you
up?
know that I'm gonna try and keep an eye out and try and make fire arrows.
Can you maybe you remember at the manor? Do you have any more of the
Oh,
ball
you want the?
bearings?
Yeah, I can. You want them?
Maybe at like the back and the front. That would be good.
Are we doing Home Alone right now?
I think
Yes.
it was just going to say the same thing. Put
This
them
is
underneath
my
the welcome
default.
mat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Add some glue, feathers.
To get it, I want to see if I can find a Tanglefoot bag.
Would they be any more intimidating or effective if they were on fire?
Be any more intimidating?
Are we still doing friends?
I'd like to set Joey on fire.
Yeah, Hey, Nora.
Yeah.
What would you think if these were on fire? And he takes out the ball bearings.
They're made of metal, right?
Yes.
You want the ball bearings to be on fire now?
I'm just throwing out ideas here.
I think that's a very creative idea. I think we should table that one for now. I don't know how to set metal on fire.
I also
like
think I
your
might set other things on fire. Maybe we could funnel them through the front though, and we can jam maybe the back door so that we
I think
know that they're coming in.
Move some furniture in front of the doors.
Nim just pulls out a crowbar or like bar it shut.
No, that would work.
So yeah, we are home aloneing this. We're going to make sure that they all can go through the front door, unless they're like strong and they have magic that we don't know about.
It'll slow them down.
Yeah, we're trying to put the odds in our favor that they go through the front and that they run into maybe like a trap with the ball bearings.
I know the burglar trip is to put some of the ball bearings underneath the open windows.
Oh,
And
that's
can we?
smart.
I don't know,
We
like
call that
leave the front door slightly open and balance something heavy on top of it, so that when it opens, it falls.
I look for a bucket.
Can I get a keg to put on a rope?
Yes, you can absolutely. Like, if any of you are serious about any of these things, you are welcome to do whatever you would like to do.
I've never done this before. Okay, yeah, I'm totally going to do that. Hamish is going to find like a decent sized keg, and he's going to try to get this like with a rope over the rafter, and he's going to try to pull this keg up so it's primed to swing at the door if something.
And if there's another, let's get one at the top of the stairs that we can push down.
Remus is a tall building, right? So like Remus on the River is a tall structure. It easily could have been like a 4-story building, but it's only the 2 floors. So it's got high ceilings on both. And the rafters up there easily could support the weight of a keg.
Cool.
Setting it up, going to be a bit tricky, but it's doable. So why don't who's going to help you with that? Because I know Hamish isn't
I'm going to
strong
climb.
enough
I'm going to climb up to the rafters and be ready to receive a rope, so I can get up there and kind of rope it around and tie it off. I'll be the one to do the climbing.
I feel like that's a Davin job and not a Nim job.
Yeah, I'm weak AF.
What are we doing?
All right, so I'm gonna need a dex check from Hamish, and I'm gonna need a strength check from Davin.
You guys are setting up a barrel trap with a rope.
It's not like a strength save, just a strength.
Strength check, yeah.
Athletics.
I'd let you do athletics for this if you needed to.
Okay, I do have more
Yeah, 20.
I don't think you're
Nice.
blessed anymore.
You are not.
Not great, but
Well, that's attacks and saves anyway, not checks. I'm thinking
Home
of
Alone
guidance.
medieval edition.
So yeah, and I'm assuming somebody has rope on them.
I do
I do,
have. rope.
Yeah, we can all do.
You can use yours.
Yeah, these-
Yeah. So Hamish, you have no problem getting up there and then tying off a really secure knot. Davin, it's a little bit of a struggle for you, but you do manage to get this keg all the way up on like an adjacent wall shelf kind of thing, where all you really need to do is give it a quick tug and it'll swing across the room.
Can we rig it
Um,
up to where I can bring the rope back down and tie it off kind of at like behind the bar? So if we do like the old chandelier, hit the rope and you cut it and it lets go and swings.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you could do if you wanted to do it with a cut. You could do it with
Yeah,
a
I
pull.
want to do it.
you
I
could-
want to do it with a cut so we can trigger it from a distance.
I mean, you could do it with a pull too.
That's true too. Okay.
Yeah. Like it's not. Yeah, there's a lot of ways you could set it up that would allow you easily to do it from range with a second rope.
I'm gonna use like an A trap and a deadfall rock. They go like the peanut butter. They're screwed, dude.
A little bit of cheese on there.
Yeah, a little bit of cheese on it. Yeah.
You
Bash
just leave
comes
some
in.
cheese by the front door. Just
Oh,
It's like you rub it into
yeah.
the floor, so they have to work for it.
Yeah, really much so.
while they're doing this, which by the way takes like a good hour. What is Nim and Nora doing?
I will go to Nim and I'll say, "Can you? They're busy. Can you help me get this keg up to the top of the stairs?"
Nim is going to help. He was in the middle of trying to figure out if he could put either, like, I don't know how the door looks, if he could put a crowbar into the door, or if he had to use like a piton and hammer to like nail it shut, sort of thing.
You're talking about the rear door?
Yeah, he wants to make sure that they have a easier time going through the front door.
Yeah, it would require the pitons most likely. There's no easy way to just kind of ram a bar through.
Okay.
But yeah, you could do that.
So then he's like hammering two of them at the back door when Nora asks this question, and it's just like he almost seemed blind to what Hamish and Davin were getting up to at that point, and is like, "Oh, we're setting up traps?" And it's just like he's really excited about this. Man, I haven't done stuff like this in a very long time. You know, Davin and I used to play pranks on Brock like this all the time, and then he's just like, yeah.
I have another idea, but let's do this one first.
Okay.
Yeah, as you go to the bar to grab another keg, Remus comes down the stairs, and you can see now he is wearing a long black tunic with a brightly shined breastplate over top.
So many questions.
Look for Remus.
If you're gonna use my kegs of ale for traps, make sure you use the cheap stuff.
Of course.
Yeah, we need the good stuff for Hamish anyway.
It's like,
Can I-
it's just
can
like
I
a
take
barrel of, like the finest mead hanging from the ceiling?
Yeah, of
Got
course.
5 X's on it. Yeah.
Actually,
now that
that's
I
a
see
good
Remus,
point. Hey, Hamish, I will let you get to that, but I do want to know: did you intentionally choose cheap stuff to make your keg
he
trap
didn't look.
with?
I didn't look.
I feel like, and this was just me, but I feel like Hamish would have wanted to save the good stuff.
You're very true.
I feel like that
It
would have
might
been
have
He knows
been,
how to
like,
identify it.
subconscious-
You're right.
Like subconsciously, it would have been like, you know,
That's fair. Yeah. Okay. Then I'll just allow it to be the cheap stuff. Go ahead with your question.
Now that I see Remus in his breastplate with his sword, do I recognize it?
Make a history check.
Also,
I'm
is
not good at
Remus
these.
is like cheap beer called like Remus on the water?
It's not. He doesn't make it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Remus is watered down.
It's like a
6.
Bud Light.
Yeah.
Ooh. There's
No,
like you see him, and like for a brief second, your brain is just like, that's just like that thing. Never mind.
See the Masked Avenger?
Maybe.
Remus like Batman.
It's just Shanks again.
Yeah.
It's just Shanks again, yeah.
All of the NPCs look exactly like Shanks.
It's a very attractive city.
Darn tootin'.
That's why the population grew so quickly.
I was like, hey, you over there.
What are you doing?
But he looks over and he goes, "Oh, that's pretty nice, actually. Yeah. That'll do." Timothy,
Hmm?
you just fuck up some more of my floorboards after I just talked to you about it.
He keeps walking upstairs with Nora, but he lifts the keg so that it's over his face.
Oh, by the way,
Nora's just
both
like
of-
hanging off the back. Yeah.
both of you, or actually whoever wants to, make a strength check out of the two of
I
you with
feel
advantage.
like it doesn't matter.
Do you have a negative strength?
No, I have
Okay,
a
neither do I.
0.
I also have a 0. You're not proficient in athletics, are you?
No.
Neither am I. How about we each roll 1?
I'll let you each roll one. I'm okay with that.
Since it's mathematically identical.
It
We're
is
doing-
mathematically identical.
We're doing strength?
Yep.
Okay.
Evan's probably gonna look over while they're doing this. Hey, like, hey, do you need any help doing?
Oh,
Yes.
Nat 20.
No, I want to be clear about the way I run things. On skill checks, nat 20 mean absolutely shit. Like, it means nothing to me. I want the final number. However, the DC is lower than 20. So
In this case, you do it with style. Yeah.
So yeah, no, absolutely. As Nim tries to lift it to kind of cover himself, balance is lost almost for a second, but Nora just kind of gets in underneath, and like between the two of you, you grab a hold of it and you get it up the last couple of stairs, and you get this like wooden block and kind of set it up so that you can quickly pull it away and kick the thing down.
I do want to have a brief chat with Nora as we're like putting
Yeah.
this thing down. So I'm kind of terrified that they might try to just set this whole place on fire while we're inside of it. Do we have an escape route?
That's a good idea. I mean, that's really a clever idea. That might catch the paladins, though. I don't know if they'd be quite so unsubtle, but also I got the sense that Richter's kind of angry. Short story, go out the window, I guess. I think David's going to be on the roof, and if they start trying to torch the place, he'll be able to see it.
He could just jump too. Okay, so go up top. All right.
You head back
Yes.
down after that.
Yeah.
Yes, and I'm gonna head into the kitchen and try and find like a tub of lard or something.
Okay, well, while you're heading down there, you can see that Remus is putting some of his empty bottles up on the bar and lining them up. And then he grabs a lantern off the wall and puts some lantern oil in each of them.
I like. what
I
you're
like
doing.
this. I'm
Hey,
for
Remus,
it.
do you need
Yeah.
more oil?
Yeah, actually, there's a little sort of it's like a keg in the back, if you don't mind.
Sure, I can.
And then this oil's pretty thick, so we need a thinner oil to help it spread.
Like, and I bring out my like flask oil. I'm like, is this, or is this the same?
It's about the same. I need cooking oil in the back as well.
I'm already heading in there.
All right, so you guys get the oils for him, and he mixes this concoction of like 40% lantern oil, which is thick, and then like 60% cooking oil, which is much thinner, but also burns. and it's just this like weird goopy substance, and he just starts shoving rags in each of them. He says, well, this will burn, it'll spread really fast, and it'll create a bright orange flame which should draw some attention.
With all this fire, aren't you worried about losing your precious bar?
Well, we're gonna throw it outside, don't worry.
I'm a little worried.
Listen, if we don't stop them, they're gonna tear this place down. They'll probably set it on fire themselves, but if we start the first fires, and we use them to keep them from getting close, then we've got a chance.
About that, I was talking to Nora, and he like, oh, she's gone.
Like, I can still hear you. What's going on?
he's just like, fuck.
Like, I'm literally just in the other room.
Yeah, if they do set the place on fire, we should probably make sure that we all get out here safely and maybe have a place that we're trying to meet up. I feel like that would be a good thing.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think you should do that. You.
And he's like, anyway, we are going to meet up. I don't want to bring any trouble to Deirdre, but maybe somewhere nearby there that we're all familiar with.
How
Is there?
about we don't do that? How about we meet up by your spot near the river?
There you go. That's a good choice.
I don't think
Remus
anybody
doesn't know.
besides us knows where that is.
Niv is like looking at Remus very pointedly at the moment. When Nim and Remus met each other, the way that they met each other, would he know Nim's spot at all?
No, Nim had drifted downriver a little bit at that point, so
He's staring at him for a moment, but then just kind of lets it go. Okay. At my spot.
Or nearby. There's places to hide near there if we arrive at different times.
That's our plan, DM.
I'm just
Okay.
Hey, Remus, you got any lard?
what do you need lard for?
More traps!
All right. He goes in, and like it's not like modern day lard because that's not a thing yet. But lard nowadays is made from like very like what's the word? Processed palm oil.
Huh.
Which yeah,
Not my lard.
fair enough.
David lives Stardew Valley life.
Yeah,
okay?
he's got the old school. So then
He's
it
got
is
the
the
lard
lard you're
machine,
familiar
just
with,
throw a pig
probably.
into it.
I was like, I've got 15
15 pounds of pork fat in the freezer.
Yeah,
Like,
pork fat. That's exactly what I was gonna say. It is. So we're on the same wavelength now.
I know what I'm about, son.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for besmirching your good name. Most people, when they say lard, mean processed palm oil now.
You always
so-
have to clarify with David.
Yes, you find some fucking pork fat, and says don't take all of it, but
All right, I'll leave some. And I'm gonna take some. I'm gonna smear it on the door handle of the front door, and then
Nora
just
cats lard.
yeah, I manufacture grease inside.
Artificer multi-glass right here.
oh my gosh.
You thought I was teasing a cleric multi-class. Repairing.
Yep, you do that, and he's just like,
Look, I'll
for
clean it
fuck's
up.
sake.
I'll clean
All
it up.
right, all right. I guess I'm not having any customers until this is over anyway, so...
You know, Hamish could bring you a lot of customers if we make it out through this.
Yeah,
Just
I
to
heard
say.
how easily he removed all the customers from the establishment
I'm
earlier
very
today.
sorry. It was for you, if that helps.
I know you're
We
trying to
thought-
make good of the situation, but I'm sorry, I'm still mad tonight.
That's fair.
So were we.
I drove all my business away and then brought death to my doorstep.
I think that was coming regardless of whether or not we got involved. They were just trying to remove us from the situation.
I know. But how would
Hamish
you
kinda
feel?
Speaks up hearing the conversation as you look over. He's kind of like kicking his foot through a floorboard and then like pulling it up.
What is
For
with
what?
you, you poor and fucking up my floors?
Look, if anything, the part that's covered in lard looks shinier and more polished now. It'll do good for the grain of the wood.
We kind of cleaned up the place, Remus, and he breaks the board free and then goes over and just kind of like wedges it underneath the door handle. So like between the door and the...
All right. Listen, I'm gonna close my eyes for a few minutes. You guys keep an eye on things. But wake me up if they're coming, because
Yep.
I'm not gonna fucking die half asleep.
Oh, trust me, you'll know if they're here.
So you can only get one short rest before you have a long rest, right?
No?
No, you can have another short rest?
You can have infinite.
I'm a warlock. That is hacks. I'm going to try to have a short rest while we're waiting for death to
Yeah, I'm
show
gonna do the
up.
same.
Who's gonna stay up on the roof?
Me?
All right, so you'll be the eyes, and
Don't tell Sun.
Bunch of eyes.
how many ball bearings would you say I used for whatever we were doing with them?
I don't remember the exact number I gave you.
We didn't specify is why I'm asking. I used 100 last time at Tanner Sulk, so I have 900 left. I wanted to keep at least some in my hand so that I could use them in some way to alert everybody that trouble is coming.
just like put them in a pop can. And just...
Or like
Maybe
roll them
get,
down
like,
the stairs or
1,000?
something.
Right?
Well, are you on the roof or are you upstairs inside?
I'll be on the roof, but like, know.
What stairs are you rolling them down?
I don't know. How do
It's
I get up to the roof?
You climb the side of the building like you've been doing this entire
So there's
campaign.
no, like, stairs
There's
up
no
to-
stairs to the roof. It's a pitched fucking. It's a shingled roof, dude.
But you don't
not a
got roof steps?
It's not
This
a
isn't-
brownstone. There's no fire escape.
This isn't some fucking flat roof modern day.
Does it have a fireplace?
Just throw a handful of ball bearings
It
down
does.
the chimney.
It does have a chimney. You could throw ball bearings in.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
I just wanted because they wanted us to plant ball bearings outside one of the doors, right?
Yeah.
just don't-
Okay. So then let's say total you've used up another 200.
And maybe I'll see about fingers crossed, not gonna get it, trying to take a long rest.
You're gonna okay.
I'll sleep next
So-
to the fireplace so I can hear the ball bearings, but
So you're long resting. You two are short resting. Davin's got his eyes
Yeah.
on the
I will also be watching out for Nora if she at all conveys that she's trying to sleep properly.
yeah, I will. It's like, look, I know I need more than a few minutes to get myself back together.
So Nim is just sitting on the floor beside her, just like chilling.
It's worth noting that before you go to sleep, you still can't move your hex. You have to
Okay.
stop concentrating on it now.
Okay, yeah. I assume it had ended by now because you said.
Oh yeah,
Hamish-
that's true. Yeah, it took him a while. So yeah.
Every
Yeah.
once in a while, Nim it just gets like a glare from Nora that's just like,
Well, she actually has to like point at you as part of it.
ah.
It's like it's
So-
every. Hey, Nim, go to hell. No, all right, never mind. Sorry.
you get some rest. And Hamish, or not Hamish, sorry, Davin, because names are hard tonight.
Seamus agrees with you.
So does Remus. And Remus.
Remus,
Uh,
Remus.
Davin, roll me perception, please.
I'd rather just take my passive perception.
I would like you to roll for perception, please.
You do not have advantage from chat anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Oh no.
Put it in the tower, by the way, because I imagine that's what you would want.
It is what I would want. Thank you for anticipating my needs.
Anytime.
The night carries on. It's dark. It's quiet. Quieter than this part of town normally is. And, well, you're watching. Nothing seems to be happening. Until you suddenly get the impression that you're about to die. As you hear the swish of a blade cutting through the air.
Oh shit.
And on that note, I think we're going to call it a night, everyone.